This segment is sponsored by Strategic Wealth Designers. Most people plan for retirement the wrong way, but it's not their fault. So here to break down the basics of retirement planning the way it should have been explained all along is Thomas Riley, a senior financial advisor at Strategic Wealth Designers. Welcome back to Great Day Washington, Thomas.
Thank you so much for having me. Nice seeing you.
Nice to see you too. All right, well, we are getting close to the end of the year, and you've stressed to your clients that it's an important time for those planning for retirement or already retired to take a closer look at the end of their year strategies. What do you mean specifically, Thomas?
100%. So this is something that we really do stress to clients. And there's kind of two important things around at the end of the year. One is what's called Roth conversion. So that's being able to take some of your IRA money and move it over to a tax-free account with a Roth IRA. But those have to be done by the year end. And so if people are submitting, requests come December 20th, December 25th, most custodians won't want to actually honor that. So making sure that you get on it now to make sure it gets done. So one is Roth conversions, and then the other second thing is RMDs, which are required minimum distribution. So for anyone age 73, for your IRAs and 401ks, you're required to pull that money out. And that's the first year that we start to take that money out as far as a forced withdrawal. And so you want to make sure that you take that out by the end of the year, or there can be some penalties if you don't take it out and you have to wait until next year or the following year.
Great reminders. Thank you. What other simple tax moves are you looking at for your clients before the end of the year that for those watching could maybe help them save on taxes or make their retirement plan more complete?
Yeah, so there's kind of two things to look at the taxes on the end of the year side on the investment. One is looking at the Roth conversion. So again, that's taking money from your IRA and then moving it to a Roth. But the other thing for actually looking at reducing your taxable income throughout the year is you can look at contributing to an IRA, and any contributions to an IRA, depending on your income, can actually deduct that money and make your tax a little bit lower for the following year. So making sure that you do Roth conversions if that's for future tax planning, and then for reducing taxes in the upcoming year is doing IRA contributions.
We all want to reduce those taxes for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. You often say there's a difference between having investments and having a plan. As we get closer to the end of the year, what should people be looking at to make sure those two actually line up?
Yeah, I think that's a really important distinction. So if you look at most times when I sit down and talk with people, a lot of us have 401ks and money that we're just putting into those different investment buckets, but we never ask ourselves the question of what is this money going to do for me and kind of what's the purpose of it. And that's really, for people getting close to retirement, what we want to be thinking about. How am I going to withdraw this money and how am I going to use it in retirement? And so making sure that your money isn't just being, say, managed inside of a bucket, but really kind of how it applies to your life and your retirement is really how we ought to think about it.
That's a good point. We plan and we save, but it's like, well, what are you doing with that, right? That's the next step.
What's the end goal with it all, right?
That's right.
So it's to be able to enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's what we all want to do. And for those watching right now who haven't had these conversations with themselves or maybe with someone who's helping them plan for retirement, what's the one thing they could do before the end of the year to feel more confident about having a complete plan?
Yeah, the biggest thing is being more educated. So I teach a class at George Mason, also Georgetown, called Retirement Planning University. We jump into several different topics from tax planning, talking about RMDs, risk, and fees. So if you're looking for any more education, it's definitely a great spot to go to get that education at the Retirement Planning University.
Yeah, we can all be more educated on that for sure. Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you so much.
Sure. For more in-depth retirement education, visit retirementplanninguniversity.com. That's where you can sign up for classes happening in the DMV every